till it goes green.
Okay.
And then I'll just... Guys, can you hear us good? Is there an echo? Sometimes there's an echo. And then we have to sit further apart or whatever. Just depends. But since we're like beside each other, it's usually different. Okay. Good. Good. I think we're good. I'll turn this to live chat. There we go. All right, folks. Hello and welcome back to Shop Talk. Today we got Tisk, Shannon. He was in two of my previous videos, probably. You would have seen him in the... I can't even remember what I called it. But anyway, he was in it. He was actually, I think you were in the thumbnail even. But anyway,
yeah,
I figured I'd have you on so we could get more info out of you. I like your art a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate you asking me to do this.
Excellent. I'm glad you're here. We actually meant to do this a while ago, and then it kind of fell apart. Just mic check here. Can anyone confirm that this sounds good? Hopefully. I see a lot of people saying hello, so hello everybody.
Hello.
If you want to check out his work, I have a link in the description to one of his Instagrams there. Have a look at that. And then you also have another Instagram, which we didn't put on there. Do you have that in?
Yeah, it's all linked and same with my
so you can
tattoo shop and stuff like that.
Okay, so you can find him everywhere you need to find him following the link I put in the description. Sounds good. Mics both working. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, so most of you who watch me regularly will know that if you're part of my Patreon, one of the perks is to be able to ask the Shop Talk guests questions. I have those questions here, so thank you to everyone who contributed questions. We'll ask these, and then if we have time at the end, and if you don't mind, time-wise or whatever, we'll ask some of your questions if you guys have any. Sound good?
Yeah.
Perfect. Great. By the way, guys, in one of my latest vlogs, I got this for a Christmas gift in the White Elephant gift or whatever you call it, gift exchange. It's not an energy drink, it's a calming drink, and it's Bob Ross.
That's fitting.
It doesn't actually taste that good. It kind of tastes like
paint.
Imagine. It tastes like grapes, but like not like grape soda grapes. It's kind of like, have you ever had sour grapes? Like off a vine?
No.
Pick them too early. It kind of tastes like that. If you ever go to like BC or whatever, you see some like grapes growing on someone's fence, and if you pick those, man, they are sour. Probably at the right time.
I think I might have actually had that. They were just like really fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like not that great.
Yeah. Okay. First question here comes from Martha. Martha asks, she says, hello from Texas. Thank you for doing Shop Talk. Your artwork is fantastic. How long have you been painting? Where do you get your inspiration? And which is your favorite? Which of your paintings is what? Which is your favorite painting of yours? There we go. So yeah, how long have you been painting?
I started painting, I think, when I was like 18, 19, when I started working in tattoo shops. That's when I really started focusing on art. But I used to draw and stuff like that when I was a kid too. But never.
Did people tell you should paint? Were they like, oh man, you should try painting?
I had one tattooer say, are you still on sissy sticks? And by that he meant pencil crayons.
Okay.
He's like, have you started painting yet? And I just said no. And he was like, well, start doing it. And I was like, okay, I guess
that was a good idea. Yeah, that was a good idea.
Yeah. But I had one of the guys I apprenticed under, I found these oil painting classes through Pros Art School. And I told him about them and I was like, oh, I was thinking about taking these. And he's like, that won't help you tattoo. Don't bother.
Yeah. Well,
and then I didn't listen.
So you took the classes?
Yeah, after I quit working with him.
Okay. There's people who always ask me if it's worth it going to art school. And I used to always say no, but I don't think that's correct anymore. I think it's correct in certain aspects, but in others, to learn how to properly use the material you're using to make your picture, I think it's beneficial there. Yeah. And if you're going to paint people, like for me, like that picture there, it's taken forever just to get to that stage because I don't know how to paint anatomy. I just take my reference photos and I try to make the lines look the same. But if I had some like anatomical training, whatever you would call it, then I would be able to do it better because then I would get like blocking properly and everything. But
and just the contours and stuff. But I think that it's different if people are saying like, should I go to art school and go to like university? Fuck no. Like, but if you like seek out like smaller classes and stuff like that, I think those are beneficial because they're like specific to whatever you want to learn.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Because the way that I like to learn is if I have a question, I want to ask it.
Yeah.
And then I want to get the answer. And if I have a follow-up, I can ask it right away.
Yeah.
So I don't like learning by watching videos. I like learning by someone showing me something, like welding, for example.
Yeah.
I'm still not a great welder, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I like using the welder, and me being able to ask questions about it was super helpful. So my older brother, I never actually welded with him, but I would watch him.
Yeah.
And then I would ask him, you know, like, what's this? What's that? Grounding, you know, like clean surfaces, all these things that you don't know because how would you know? Yeah. Same thing goes with painting. Like I finger paint, so there's a lot of forgiveness in detail because, you know, your mitts are your mitts. So making a picture with your fingers is kind of cool. Yeah. And it allows you to like not be lazy per se, but like
be more abstract.
Yeah, a little more abstract. Yeah. So, but anyways, getting back to the initial question, having art school as a like a thing to recommend, would you say that you recommend going to an art school, like class, any type of art lesson, let's say?
Yeah, it really depends on what the person wants to learn.
Yeah.
Like if they want to learn how to draw, like you need like an atelier or like a animation school, because that's how you're going to learn how to like draw. Right. Or just like university classes, like
you kind of in university, it seems like you learn to paint like somebody else,
or you just learn how to like explain your art.
Oh, like, that's lame.
Yeah, that's what most like. And I never went to university, but
it's definitely beneficial to people.
Yeah,
if they like it.
But most tattooers that I know like are university like art dropouts.
Yeah, this is not what I thought it would be.
Yeah, like
it's like I already can draw, or I already can make a nice picture. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna figure out the parts that I don't know while I go. That's kind of how I am. Yeah. I don't tattoo, and if someone asked me to, I would be like, "That's your body, and it's forever." So. She asks, where do you get your inspiration? So you paint like, you had skulls, you had the Japanese masks. What are those masks called?
Hanyas.
Hanyas?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you got like the alcohol bottles.
Yeah.
Some other stuff like that. It's kind of semi-gothic, sort of, in some aspects.
Yeah, still lifes. Like, I don't know, with like a gothic like tattoo like flair on it kind of thing.
I think that if people like see your art on the wall, they'd be like, I wonder, this guy probably is a tattooer. It kind of has that like vibe to it, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. I just kind of liked the way that they were set up as far as like inspiration goes. And then when I like started like playing around with like taking photos of them and seeing the light go through the bottle.
Oh yeah.
I was like, well, this is fucking sick.
Yeah.
So.
Which is your favorite painting of yours? That was her final question.
I don't, out of that whiskey series, I don't know if I have a favorite, but like the moon landing one with like the cigar on top of the watch, that was like the hardest one for me. And
so it's your favorite because it was the hardest?
I think if it
is your favorite even?
Yeah. Okay. It's like, it's really interesting to me, but I also like the hibiki one, like the samurai one.
Okay. I wish I could. Hold on. Let me go on your Instagram here real quick, guys. If you don't, if you're not familiar with his work, quickly just follow the link in the description there and have a look at some of his art there, and then of course afterwards give him a follow as well. Okay, let me see here. Here we go. Shan tattoo tisk. But this is gonna go to.
If you go onto those.
Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Oh, that's your stories.
Yeah, but they're stuck there.
Oh, they're stuck there. Okay.
Yeah, like you won't lose them.
Okay, so wait, you even painted your own reflection and everything?
Yeah, my reflection. Well, that one, my brother-in-law's reflection is.
Yeah.
On the side there.
Yeah.
But my reflection is pretty much in all of them except for.
Dude, that's such a good Easter egg too.
Yeah.
Like that's intentional?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you guys can. I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to see here on the phone, but his reflection is right there. So make sure you follow so that you can actually. I mean, it's kind of, this is probably annoying to some folks. They're like, I can't even see it, but I just wanted to see the watch one that you're talking about.
Keep on going. Oh, actually, I don't know if I have it up there now.
Oh no, is your studio like just at your tattoo shop, or do you have like a separate?
That's just like I have a 4-level split house, so that's just like one of the rooms.
Oh, okay. Oh no, it's not here, huh?
Yeah, here I can pull it off. I think.
Oh, you did an unveiling. Was this at the show at your tattoo shop?
Yeah,
that's so cool. I'm so glad that Sean and Sharon went to that.
Yeah, it was really nice to meet her. And
this one.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So again, you're gonna have to follow him to see it. Like it's really small. This is just it on the wall, but so that one might be your favorite.
Yeah, and the lighting's like the most dramatic out of that one too, which I think is really cool.
You know, I never even I had no idea that you took the picture. I thought you were just like, I like this and I like this and I like this. That's cool that you make your own reference photos.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense. Like for me, I can't take a picture of her, so I make a reference photo with taking things that I like from different photographs where she's been photographed, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make this. Yeah. It's a new image, so I won't have copyright issues unless someone owns their own likeness or something like that.
Yeah, that always gets dicey.
Yeah. But anyway, and guys, I know I'm pointing at the wall over there. You'll be able to see this painting whenever I finish it. Okay, let me go on over. Do you want to add anything to your answer there about your favorite piece or anything?
No.
No? Okay. No. All right, let's move on to Jane. Jane asks, or let's see what she says here. Montreal has an active graffiti scene, including a graffiti art walk.
I used to live there.
You used to live there?
Yeah, for like only a little less than a year, but it was awesome.
Can you speak French?
No, I can just say, sorry, I don't speak French like very well.
Okay.
Désolé, je ne parle pas français.
That's how you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say. When I was in grade 6, I think grade 6, there was a French immersion program, and I hated it. And so I never learned anything. The one thing that everyone had to learn, is asking to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how. I didn't get it at all. I didn't understand, because like there's like masculine and feminine words.
Yeah.
And then there's like the way that she would write it on the board. I was like, why would you say the word, can I go to the bathroom, but toilet's at the beginning of the sentence? I'm like, but that's stupid. I don't get it. But yeah, I never learned it. But now I wish that I did, because even if I don't care to know French, at least I would know another language. I can only speak English.
I tried to look up like French classes when I was in Montreal, and they're free for anybody that doesn't have a Canadian passport, and they pay you to go. Yeah.
But if you are Canadian, they're like, you should already know.
Yeah, or you have to pay for it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. There are designated areas where nobody will bother you. This was put in place when 2 teens were hit by a train. Oh, that sucks. How about Edmonton? Are there areas to freely express yourself? Love your Day of the Dead oils. Yeah. So do you know, so for folks who missed it, you did graffiti for a while. Do you still do that?
No, not really.
You don't do it illegally, or you don't do it? where you're gonna say it on camera. Do you know of
Yeah,
I mean there are I see like people doing murals, but that's a little different than
yeah, there's a
graffiti.
legal wall downtown, kind of close to the cop station.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like
Okay.
right across from the methadone clinic.
Oh,
Yeah, so me and
okay.
my buddy that got me into graffiti, like we used to go down there and paint, and then like sometimes you gotta like roll out paint to like get a backdrop and stuff.
Prep the wall, yeah.
Yeah. And we left a can of paint there once and fucking like came back like a day or two later and like opened it up and it was just full of needles. We're like, whoa.
Oh, that's gross, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. And then there's always like undercover cops there, like fucking like trying to ask you your name and telling you that they work for like the newspaper and they're like, oh, what are you writing? Like, what's your name? And
Oh, they're trying to see gang affiliation and stuff.
or yeah, just like
Or whatever.
once they fucking get a face to like whatever you write.
Right. Then they'll know when they see it over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go there, don't let them take a picture.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I don't do graffiti. I would not be I would be like I would be better than what I was just gonna say because I can make a nice picture, but I'm just not good at. I don't know. I haven't done a lot of spray painting before, but
You'd be able to get it.
yeah, just pick it up. It's just what I don't get is like because it's so much bigger, so you can't see the whole thing at once. So you have to like back up. Like, how do you map it out even? Like when you did, what did you paint? Would you paint like pictures or would you tag like words?
I would do both. Like, yeah, I'd do kind of a mixture of both sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, if you're doing something really big, like sometimes people like grid out or they'll do like one of those. I can't remember what they're called. It's like a messy grid. I can't really explain it too well because I don't know the process. But they basically just make some squiggles, and then they have like I
think I've seen that before.
Yeah, they project like the same squiggles onto like their reference. So it basically like it's like a grid, but it's like a gridding system, but
it
it's
contours. Not. Okay, I think I know. I think I've seen like that guy who paints like realistic faces. I think I've seen him just like, and I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that on Instagram. So there is a wall in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Or do you know of other ones? There probably is more.
I don't know of more of them. I know Edmonton, like they had a war. They've had a war on graffiti for like the longest time. It's
yeah.
Like
It's not really encouraged at all.
No.
Now there's more murals popping up, which is kind of cool. But
yeah, that is super sweet.
This is moving on to the next person here, Kevin. He says, "Hello from Michigan. What inspires you to create? Is it something spontaneous, or do you get an idea that you plan out in advance, or a mixture of both?"
I'd say it's pretty planned out.
Yeah, if you're making like a reference photo. But are you ever like...
I think it's when it like I'm taking a reference photo, that's when it's like the spontaneous, like kind of creative thing.
Oh yeah, because you can still make the photo however you want.
Yeah, and like I'm taking different different pictures of different angles, and then like I'll get to one angle, and then that's when I like saw the light reflection, and I was like, oh, like that's fucking cool. And then I'm like moving shit around more, and then I'm taking photos and looking at them, and then that's when I saw my reflection, and I was like, that's fucking cool too.
That is cool. I wish I would have noticed that at first. Like I just noticed like the picture as a whole, and I was like, oh, I like this art. And then Sean told me, oh, that's this new guy. And yeah, so here we are finding out new stuff about it. So are you ever like when you're, say, at work tattooing someone, do you ever get an idea where you're like, I gotta write that down so I don't forget it? Like for your own art, like say you're like,
oh no,
I mean, never, not that you would see some art on his body or her body, but I mean like say your job wasn't tattooing, say it was nothing creative at all. I don't like right now you're doing some construction for your lady there. Do you ever like come up with an idea where you're like,
yeah, I know
where the
yeah, I've definitely written shit down. Like they always say, like have notepad beside your bed and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely done shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've that actually reminds me. Apparently I was sleep laughing, and Ashley asked me what was so funny, and I told her the joke that was funny in my dream that I told in my dream.
No way.
But when she told me what it was so not funny at all. Like, it's not even close. I wish I remembered what it was, but it was so silly. It was like, it was so not even corny. It was just like, that's not a joke. But
a factual thing.
I think that's funny that like I was laughing in my sleep. I have like these terrible. I have this stupid headache thing, right? So apparently, that when people have bad headaches that don't go away, they are way more active in their sleep, which is interesting to know. So anyways, over the last 9 months now, there's been a lot more like not sleepwalking, but like sleep talking and lots of movement where before that wasn't a thing. And I wish, I don't know, I'm too lazy, I guess, to write anything down. I'm just like, I'll remember that, which you never do.
I've definitely thought that too. I'm like, oh fuck, I should write this shit down, and then I'm like, no, I'll remember it for sure.
Yeah, this is too good. Yeah. I have this. This just reminded me. I told my brother. So my little brother is a photographer, among other things. That's actually his first painting that he ever did. He did it like on a wall.
Oh, crazy.
That's pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
Anyway, I had this idea. So some of his photos, a lot of them are like macabre style, and some of his photos, like the title is part of the art. And I was like, dude, it would be cool if we found like this puppet, this old puppet, like wooden puppet, or made one, and it was all gnarly and gross, and it like was just like whatever. I don't know, however you'd take the picture, and then the title would be like something like "You're going to be fine" or "Everything's okay" or something like that. But it's Pinocchio, so his nose is growing, so he's lying to you. I thought that would be cool. Anyways, he's like, oh, that's a sick idea. I'm like, okay, we should write it down. He's like, no, I'll remember that. And he didn't remember. I luckily still remember it, but I don't know if he'll ever do that. Maybe I'll do it. I've always wanted to try photography and stuff. My wife, she's decent at. She doesn't care about like what I would take pictures of, like which is similar to my brother's. Although I would also do nature photography too, but she's more into like taking pictures of like nature and stuff. Yeah. But anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about you some more. Miss B from Wisconsin says, how do you balance your time with all that you do? What is your biggest challenge as an artist?
Finding time.
Yeah. Because like, what does your day consist of? Because you own your tattoo shop, right? So you have that huge responsibility. You can't necessarily take many days off because then you don't make so much money. You got big bills and all that stuff. So how does that work out for doing like artwork that pays the bills versus artwork that's for pleasure? And I mean, it could also pay the bills too because you sell it, right?
Yeah, definitely is not paying the bills.
No. So you guys, you got to drop him a line.
Yeah.
If you like a painting, like a print or whatever, you sell prints, right?
Yeah. That's mostly what I'm trying to like push, basically. The prints,
Yeah. So your originals are for sale though, or you like to keep those?
They're for sale. They're just really expensive.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
it have to be worth it to sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I think right now that's what I'm trying to like shift my focus into is like selling more of the prints, so I have more time to do it. Yeah. Because like it's hard to like, and I love tattooing. I'll never stop tattooing, but when it is lucrative because I've been doing it so long, it's like really hard to pull away from that. Right. So like ideally I get up at like 6 a.m. I paint for like 3 hours or so. So you paint in the morning then? Yeah. Like for your breakfast time and waking up and all that? Okay. Yeah. And you paint at home and then go to the tattoo shop after? Yeah, like, well, if she wants to know my whole schedule, it's like get up, paint, go work out, maybe paint some more or fucking draw whatever I have to do that day, then have breakfast, then go to the shop, and then
Work all day.
color in on people instead of canvases.
I think that's cool. No, I don't wish I was a tattoo artist. I wish that I could try it, but
I'll let you try.
Yeah, but on who? Who's gonna be like, oh, this guy who's never done it before? For sure.
You.
I'm not gonna do it on myself.
Why not?
Because I don't like the feeling. Well, maybe I wouldn't care so much because I would want I could do it on my leg. I could probably do it on my arm.
Yeah, do it on your leg. That's like the biggest trip about it is like focusing on what you're doing and then like also the pain, but you're like focusing. So it's like,
yeah. I don't know what I would. Okay, maybe I will. That would be a good YouTube video.
Yep.
Maybe I'll do. You know what's funny? My little brother, he was thinking about doing tats. So he bought a cheap gun off of eBay, and he was just like, bzz, 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 did a little smiley face that's on his knee.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm never doing this. It's way different than drawing. It's not even close to the same.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm sure.
Especially the old school machines, they're really back heavy. And then it's like fucking vibrating. Like paintbrushes don't vibrate.
And a pencil is just, or a pen or a marker or a paintbrush or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's no consequences if you mess up on the canvas.
Yeah.
I mean, there's very little consequence anyway. There's not, because laser removal, that's got to hurt too. I've watched videos of that sometimes and I'm like, dude, they look like they're going to cry.
Oh man, I don't know if you can see this sideburn. Yeah. It's like,
you're lasering that right now?
I've had 10 laser sessions on that. And it feels like I get just booted in the side of the head and my head swells up.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you gonna continue? I mean, you're already halfway there, right?
Oh, I fucking hope so.
Or more.
I thought I was halfway at 5. But
okay.
I might get it covered up, but if I get it covered up, I'm basically just gonna get fucking side of my face tattoo.
Yeah, do you not want to have your whole face tattooed? You have a little.
Yeah, I got this stuff and it's all up on my neck and stuff, but
are you into face tattoos or not really?
I think they can look good on some people, for sure, but it's it takes that one slight thing to just be overboard.
Right.
So
I don't think I will ever do a face tattoo.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think a lot of people should. Unless you tattoo.
Yeah, I feel like there's certain people where it works based off of the industry they're in or whatever, or whatever their affiliations are. But me, it would make no sense. People are like, why did you do that? You only have I have these little tattoos and then suddenly a face tattoo. They feel like, well, you went a little overboard.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bernice, for that super chat. All the best, Josh, for 2023. Thank you very much. Okay. Miss B also asks, do you have a favorite medium?
Yeah, oils. Oils and tattooing.
Both equal? Yeah, you don't do acrylic.
No.
You don't do watercolor?
I do. Tattooers do watercolor, but in the opposite way that I'm told you paint watercolor. Because anytime I've seen a watercolor video, and what I've been told is you start with your lightest colors, and then you keep on painting in your darks,
and you layer it or something, or what?
Yeah, that's the way you're traditionally supposed to do watercolor, but tattooers,
because there's no white, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but tattooers, they paint watercolor tattoos, and they just start with their black, and then they put color over top of them.
Okay.
So that's the way I've done watercolors, but
they turn out good.
Yeah, they just tattoo.
Then it's not wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares?
Yep.
How about inks or anything like that? You do anything with that?
No.
Or even just colored pencil. What did you call them? Sissy
sticks.
Sissy sticks.
Yeah.
You ever do anything with that?
I used to, but just littler drawings and stuff.
Yeah. How about 3D art at all? Do you do any sculptural stuff?
No, but it would be cool.
Yeah, you should. It's so fun. I'm not an authority on any type of art. I just do what I think is fun, but
yeah,
Like, I love making metal sculptures. So painting, like, I use acrylic as opposed to your oils, although I wouldn't be opposed to using oils. It's just way different.
Yeah.
I don't get how, like, I get it, but I rather do acrylic. To me, it's just way better. And now that the colors, like these days, the colors can be nice and vibrant, just like oils.
Oh yeah.
Right. The pigments
and
nice.
you mix stuff down to like slow the drying time down or like speed it up too. Like, yeah.
But anyway, I would say that I like making metal sculptures probably just as much as painting. And I started art because, sorry guys, I have to do this. Enjoy my my sparse mustache. How I started painting is my friend and I were going to go urban exploring at this abandoned school that was slated for a demo.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, yeah, this will be fun. Sweet. But it was raining and they had already demoed like the playground and stuff. So the whole field and everything was just mud. And I was like, let's do it when it's not raining.
Yeah.
And so we go back to her place and she's like, well, why don't we paint? And I'm like, that is so lame. I'm not painting. That's so dumb. What a Nancy thing to do. This was 10 years ago, 11 years ago now. So 2012.
Okay.
Beginning of 2012. We go to the dollar store. We get those little canvases. We get some paints.
Yeah.
And I just paint a picture and I'm like, I think I'll just do this forever now. I really liked it. Yeah. And then getting into like 3D and stuff is one day someone was selling a table saw, a router, and a bandsaw for $300. I was like, it would be stupid not to buy this stuff that I don't even know how to use. Yeah. And then so that turned into doing stuff with wood. And then I was like, well, I could get a welder too. And then I just started making stuff with metal. And now I love I like doing the woodworking too. I shouldn't say that I'm a woodworker or a metal worker or even a painter, but I like doing it. I
was in welding when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Or like when I was 18.
So then you get it.
Yeah. And my dad, like, he was a welder, and like when I was little, like we used to just like make knives and like make weapons and shit like that. Just because I was like super into it.
I gotta show you this.
Yeah.
Since you're talking about, I didn't make this. I bought this off a guy. It's very dusty, but isn't that sick?
Oh, that's fucking dope. Yeah, it's like Damascus. Oh, it's from a file.
No, he punched that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently.
Crazy. Oh, yeah, I guess it's uneven. That's sick.
That's awesome, right?
Yeah, that is super dope. So I have the grinders at home to like make knives like this, and because me and my old man, we like took a class, and then
like at Nate or something.
No, it was like some dude.
Front Step Forge. Was it that guy?
No. It was outside of Edmonton. It was it was like an hour and a half outside of Edmonton. Okay. Storch Knives. He's like pretty, I guess, famous old guy making knives.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this would be sick to like fucking make these. And my dad has a habit of like taking like one thing I say and then just going overboard. So he bought like the grinders and these 4 grinders that you can put different grits on.
Yeah.
And I've like never used them.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Bring them here. I'll use them.
Yeah. Actually, I fucking seriously might.
Yeah?
Yeah, because...
Oh, I was kidding, but okay.
Yeah, like seriously.
That would be awesome. I'll show you. Hold on. Now that we're talking about this, hold on. Give me 1 second.
As we wait.
Sorry, guys. I keep disappearing. So another guest that we had, Jim the blacksmith. I meant to show this to him, but I couldn't find it, but I found it. This is my first knife that I've ever made.
Is that stone?
No, it's metal. It just looks like I got it Cerakoted to look like wood.
Oh, sick.
And you see the hair in there? That's why I never finished it. Because the guy who Cerakoted it, because I didn't even know what Cerakote was, which is he just airbrushes on the paint and then bakes it. It's kind of just like powder coating or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, since the hair is in there, if you guys can see that, there's a little S.
Yeah, it's just an S.
And I was just like, I was so disappointed. So
You just write shank.
Yeah, there we go. So since I was there, I just left it in my truck for years.
Yeah.
I gave my truck to my friend, and then he brought it back. I was like, oh, that's where that is. And now I think what I'll do is I'll just put it back in the forge, take all the paint off, and re-go again. So it already has an edge. It just needs its final sharpening. You see I did a double bevel. It's beveled twice.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I wanted to challenge myself. And it's just made out of a piece of leaf spring. So it's not like I cut it. I cut the shape. I didn't forge the shape or anything like that.
Man, you shouldn't bake that off. This looks dope.
Nah, it looks, I hate the hair. I'll just get him to do it again, or I'll learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Right, because I just put it in the oven and bake it myself. But it's a cool knife, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not very practical because it's super heavy, but I mean, you could chop a tree with this.
Yeah, that is a tree chopper.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the grinders that I have, like, they're the ones like worth like I think like $2,500 or something. So
I will take that.
Yeah.
I mean, we could trade or I could buy them or whatever. But I've wanted to get into it, and my neighbor, those poles that are sticking out of the ground in his yard there, that's going to be a blacksmith shop.
Oh, cool.
It just COVID and stuff. It kind of threw plans out the window.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would like to finish this at some point. Jim, if you're watching, this is the knife I meant to show you. It's decently sharp. It's got a little head butter on the back, and I don't know if anyone's interested, but it's double beveled here, and then I got this bevel here. Anyways, it was a lot of fun to make, and that's my first knife that I've ever made, and I didn't even finish it. So it's my only knife that I've started and got this far. Another one, I heat treated it, and then I punched to put the scales on.
Yeah.
And it cracked in half.
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, okay. Because it gets super brittle once it's heat treated.
Oh, no.
The phone is broken. Okay, well, let's see if we can get to the last question here. What do you like most about being an artist? This is another question from Miss B. It's kind of hard to answer sometimes because...
Yeah, I love all the fame, the notoriety. None of those things.
None of those things happened yet, but they could.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, look at Kat Von D.
Yeah.
I mean, I think of her because she's probably she's like the most famous tattoo artist that I know of.
Yeah, she's like the most.
And
yeah,
I mean,
Hollywood
I think she's pretty cool. Yeah. Hollywood famous because people who don't care about tattooing at all know who she is. But are there other artists that you're like, oh, that's so-and-so's work? I know that guy because I know his work. Yeah.
Oh yeah. One of the guys that came to buy at the art show at the shop, one of the guys that came to buy one of my paintings or prints, Morgan, like the girl I work with, was tattooing him, and I saw this piece on his leg, and I was like, oh, did Nick do that from Vernon? And he was like, yeah, like, how the fuck did you know that?
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah. So I love doing that shit.
Yeah.
I love picking them out like that.
Sometimes I've never done that with a tattoo. I wouldn't even know where to begin to know, like, because I'm sure there's a lot of like mimicry in tattooing where people are like, I like this tattoo, I want it, I'm gonna get the tattoo artist that I know to do it.
Oh, there's there's pages
basically.
There's pages on like Instagram of like copycat tattoos, or just like shit where they like take the picture of the tattoo and then like the copy of it. One of them, the best one, is like this person's rib piece, so the nipple is in like the picture, and then the tattoo that they copied is on somebody's arm, and they copied the nipple into the picture. Yeah.
Dude, do you think they were trolling the person who got it, or do you think they just didn't?
No, I think they just fucked up. Like,
dude, that is so funny.
Yeah.
Imagine just wait, what? That's a nipple.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so funny. So what do you like most about being an artist? Is
I don't know, just being creative.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question here from Irma. Have you received a request for a painting you didn't have the motivation to paint? Probably.
Yeah, for my
When people find out that you do art, they're like, "Oh, you should paint my dog."
yeah.
That's like the most, and I almost always say no myself.
Yeah,
But-
I like. Yeah, somebody asked me to paint a bird, but like honestly, I just give them a high price.
Yeah,
And I'm like, money's a good motivator for me.
Yeah.
Like, and if they can motivate me with that money, then I'll paint it.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Is it because like you don't normally paint birds, so you wouldn't like? I wonder, like for someone like you, like from the art that I've seen of yours, I wonder why a person would even ask you to paint a bird.
well, I have some drawings and stuff like at my wife's clinic of like animals and shit.
Oh,
I did during COVID.
Okay.
So like, and honestly, like I can do a lot of different things.
Oh, of course. I'm not
Right?
saying that you
But, like-
wouldn't, but like who would ask you to paint a bird? Like they must have seen it then.
No, they just saw like me painting animals, and they're like,
Oh,
birds
okay,
and
okay,
animals,
okay,
like,
okay.
yeah.
That makes sense. Then that totally makes sense.
It's funny in tattooing though when people like. Now I just stick to like either Japanese stuff or black and gray realism, and then people come in and they're like, "Hey, I want this like these super fine line like flowers," and I'm like, "I don't really do that. Like, I'm sorry."
Go to that person.
Yeah, and they're like, "Well, can't you?" And I'm like, "No, I just like I really
You don't want to, so
Yeah.
why should you? Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like crowd my like schedule and like miss the opportunity of getting like a piece that I want to do
Uh-huh.
by taking on this work." So
Which medium is your preference? We already answered that. You like oils and tattooing. Ever do watercolor art? Already answered that as well. And she says, P.S. Love your artwork.
thank you.
Awesome. So that's all the questions that we have here. I mean, I can only see half the screen now. But let's see if this works enough that I can head on over to the... Do you still have time for more
Yep.
questions?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let me see here. Also, I should say, halfway through our live here, we actually don't curse on this channel.
Oh, sorry. I do that a lot.
Or mostly just F bombs. I know that you probably wouldn't have known that because I curse a lot in my regular life. But just respect out of
Yeah.
the viewers and stuff.
Yeah, I got no problem with it.
Okay, if anyone has questions, let's ask them now. We'll do a few here, and I'll try to scroll to see if I see any good ones. Oh, Mel from New Zealand says Dakota might let you LOL me tattoo him, my little brother. You know what? He might find that as good YouTube content, but I don't know. I could ask him. That would be fun. I was waiting for the phone to fall when he had it balanced on his knee. Well, you know, Jacqueline's been keeping track. 11 F-bombs.
Uh-oh.
No, that's okay. I should have told you before. Ed Storch. Oh, is Ed Storch the knife?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that comes from Jim, the blacksmith guy.
So sick.
Yeah, so he knows him. But, I mean, that makes sense that he would know him because he was a blacksmith, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's got a big Quonset with, like, tables and grinders and stuff.
Okay. He just made me this thing. It's just a little candle holder or whatever
Oh, cool.
that he quickly made out of some steel. I just keep this cannonball in it, but yeah, I got this cannonball from this guy Jim, different Jim, but so I was like, let's keep the Jim stuff together, even though they're different Jims. Yeah, so the blacksmith dude, his name's Jim, and then cannonball came from another Jim.
Sick.
You know what's? It's so weird. If that ball was not a cannonball, I wouldn't want it. But since it's a cannonball, I'm like, yeah, that's so cool. That blew someone's leg off one day. Okay. Oh, Jim says a lawnmower from this. I said this could cut down a tree. He says lawnmower works better because up my driveway, I accidentally cut a tree down with my lawnmower.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just like.
You have like a free blade lawnmower?
It's missing the plastic part that
Oh, fuck.
where it blows it, and then it got close. Like it's one of the zero turn ones.
Okay.
And so I was getting pretty good going around the trees because they're really close together. And then I just got, and I was like, dude. And I wasn't filming, but one of my security cameras caught it. I'm so glad, and you can hear me laughing and stuff. It was good. Okay, we all know that word. Just saying. Of course you do. Okay. Tisk. This comes from Crafty Anne or Crafty Annie. Tisk. If you could pick anywhere to paint, where would it be?
Like location wise?
Maybe she means geographically.
Yeah.
Let's just assume she means geographically. If you're inspired by Japanese stuff, would you go to Japan?
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
That's I've never even thought about that myself. Like, where would you paint? Because I just paint here because it's just a room where I paint in. But like, that would actually be super dope.
I like there's like plein air painters, right? That like just paint scenery.
Yeah.
That would be kind of a cool thing to do. I think I would probably do that in retirement. Like,
yeah.
Just climb a mountain and fucking like spend the day painting on it.
Yeah. That would actually be cool. I don't paint from life, and I don't paint nature that often. Sometimes I do, but I always thought it would be fun to like go to a park, which I've done this before, but say a park that has a nice scenic view.
Yeah.
And then totally not paint anything that's there. You just paint something. Like I've painted SpongeBob just on a square, like a mock mugshot.
Yeah.
And with tattoos on them and stuff.
Nice.
And I thought that was funny because people were like, "Oh, I wonder what he's painting to get close." It's freaking SpongeBob.
Yeah.
It's like what?
I used to hang out at the bar. Like when I used to work at Black Dog.
Okay.
And then one night when I was working, there was a bunch of guys with like their sketchbooks out, and I was like, "What are you guys doing?" And they were like, "Oh, we're just like meeting up and like drawing and stuff." And I was like, "Oh, can I join you?" And they're like, "Yeah, for sure." So I just started going and like hanging out with them every Monday.
Oh, cool.
And like we would draw people in the bar if they weren't looking. And
yeah. That's cool.
Like that, yeah.
I've never ever done that. I've never, besides the girl who got me into painting, her name's Jolene. Besides painting with her, I don't think I've painted with anyone else ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in 11 years. I don't think.
Yeah, I started painting like at Gene Procot's school, so there was like all these old people. I was like 20, I think.
Okay.
Like going in, like hungover, hood up, like painting, and like all these old grandmas just like keeping their hobby alive.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Here's a question from Wendy. How many people want tattoos to cover flaws like scars, and how well does that work?
Quite a few. It really depends on the scar, though.
I feel like that would hurt more. Scar tissue?
Yeah. It can either hurt like around it or like on it, because like the nerve endings like grow like all fucked up.
Yeah, they get all gnarly, right?
Yeah. I have limited feeling in like these fingers because I like cut through my hand when I was a kid. But when I was getting these tattooed, like when I was getting this tattooed, I don't know, a few weeks ago, it was like killing me right here. Just because like I cut through 3 nerves.
Right. That makes sense. For my headaches, I've been getting IMS. Do you know what that is?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. And some of them are so weird. Not from having any scar tissue in places, but like just where you feel the pain.
Yeah.
It's like, so they did along my spine. So we're kind of like giving up on that being a remedy for my headache, but I'm still gonna go for maintenance because it's like it's really good for like my posture and like just my range of movement and stuff, which I didn't realize was so stunted.
Yeah.
But so just trying new stuff. He did one I put it in my video, like I was just filming my face just because I thought it'd be funny, and he decided, he's like, oh, I'm going to do his butt today. And man, I felt it like in my knee and in my ankle. And I was just like, what?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And then he did up my spine. And it feels like, almost feels like electrical shock.
Yep.
And I'm just like, man.
When they hit that muscle too, and like your muscle, like, or when they hit that like knot and your muscle just grabs it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just feels fucked.
So you've done it like
a lot.
Many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't hurt me in my neck or my upper shoulders anymore. It does, like, it doesn't feel good, but it's not like painful like it used to be. I'm pretty animated when I feel the pain, which hopefully he doesn't care, because like I'm laying on my belly, right? And then my feet, I'm like, because I don't want to move and I don't want to, like, you know, make it worse or make it go too deep or whatever. So I'm like trying to keep my upper body, like when he's doing my neck and stuff, super calm, but my feet are just like, I'm just dancing. I'm just and I'm like grabbing the thing. I ripped the, you know, like that rubber that is like adhered to the steel.
Yeah.
I ripped that shit off. I was like, dude, I broke your thing here. Oh man, it was so painful, but
that shit works though.
I recommend it to everyone.
Yeah.
It's just pain that goes away.
Yeah.
And like if you have like some sort of chronic pain, I mean, it doesn't hurt as much as that. It doesn't hurt as bad as when I first got my headache. So I'm like anything that's less than that I can handle, because I inevitably or not inevitably, how do you say that?
Eventually?
No. I initially got over that. That's not even how you say that. Whatever. I can't English today. In Japan, all you would need to graffiti is a Hello Kitty every 9 feet.
Yeah, no shit.
That comes from Glenn.
You get arrested so fast.
Yeah. What was your first tattoo, and have you ever done your own? That comes from Mel.
My first one was like this Hanyu mask on my forearm.
We'll see it. Oh, you can't.
I can. This red one.
I don't know if they can see that, but that's okay.
It's a big devil. There's a swear word on my arm too, so I don't know if I should show you.
Have you ever done any of your own?
Yeah, it's kind of what you do like when you're starting to tattoo. Because like, I think tattooers should have tattoos, so I don't think you should expect anybody else to trust you if you are willing to fuck up on your own.
Right, that actually makes sense. My second tattoo I got, the person had no tattoos.
Yeah.
Or actually, sorry. No, that's a lie. The person who tattooed Ashley, she has a little, like, typical white girl tattoo on her ankle, and it's just like these mountains.
Yeah.
And that dude had no tattoos, so he doesn't even know what it feels like.
Yeah, I think that's so incredibly fucking lame.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you're an artist, like, and people are like, oh, what kind of paintings do you have in your house? And you're like, fucking none. Like, why would I hang paintings in my house?
Yeah.
But please buy this.
Yeah. I get it.
Like,
yeah. Another question from Mel. Man, she's really got the questions coming. If anyone else has questions, let's hear them. She asked, is anyone else in your family artistic?
No.
So you just randomly did it?
Yeah. My mom actually, when I got into tattooing, she was like, "I didn't even know you could draw." I'm like,
really?
Yeah.
Huh? Do you have like any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I got one sister.
And she doesn't.
No, she tries to do like stuff, but
it's not good.
Well, no, it's not like not good, but she's like very hung up with like, oh, it's not good, I'm not going to do it.
Well, you're never good when you start.
And I was like,
and even if you are good, you're definitely going to get better.
Well, and you never are satisfied with like what you do.
Sure, yeah.
Like,
even if you are proud of a painting,
yeah,
later on you will be like, oh, I wish.
And you know that if you did that exact one, you would do something different, and it would just make it better.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's sad. That sucks. You should tell her that some guy who she doesn't know, me, told her to show it anyway. No matter what, though, I find, well, I mean, you probably know, everyone knows this, I imagine. no matter what, someone's not going to like it, but there are going to be people who do like it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Well, maybe not no matter what, someone will like it, but chances are someone's going to like it. Just because you know people aren't going to like it doesn't mean like you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, totally.
I think. Yeah. Because like, just like think about YouTube. Every day there's someone who doesn't like me. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like I don't know them. And if I knew them in real life, I probably wouldn't like them either.
Yeah.
And they don't care.
Yeah.
Right? Like so what?
Those people, like those thoughts shouldn't even like cross your mind because they just like they bear no weight.
No, they don't.
Like
it's just like you think, man, like you think about people who don't express themselves. I mean, there's some people who I guess maybe shouldn't, depending on what their beliefs are. But you know, there's people who don't express themselves because of the fear of rejection. But like they're already handling some sort of rejection already. You know what I mean? Like, say if it comes to art, right? Say there's someone who's, I don't know, someone doesn't like their car that they drive, but they don't care. So just take that same attitude towards the thing that, you know, you want people to see.
Yeah.
You know, like people, for example, some people don't like my pictures. Oh, well. Some people also don't like my face. So I already know that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Some people don't like my truck. Some people don't. You drive a Tesla. There's people who hate you just because you drive that car.
Yep.
And it does, but like, so.
Yeah.
By the way, the wrap you put on there looks dope. You put that on your Instagram too, right?
Yeah, like my client, she owns the shop with her husband, and she did it. So like, I kind of like posted it to like pump them up too. And,
yeah. Well, it looks awesome.
It looks fucking sweet.
It's like iridescent, like green and.
Yeah, it's like a Python green that like Porsche came out with.
Oh, okay.
And like, I was gonna get it gold. And
well, it looks gold in certain.
Yeah. But then she came back from this car show and she was like, "Yo, like they literally just came out with this color. Nobody in Canada has it.
You'll be the first one."
Yeah, and she didn't even say like I should get it, but I was like, "Yo, I'll do that." Yeah. And it's actually thicker than like the gold, so it offers more paint protection too.
Okay.
So it was like,
it looks cool. I actually, speaking about Porsche, I actually thought it was a Porsche the first time that you came here.
Yeah.
I was like, because just says the headlight shape. I haven't had much experience with Tesla, so I didn't even guess that at all. Maybe if I put my head out the window and heard nothing, then maybe I would be like, oh, that's a Tesla. But yeah, that's a bummer. I think that goes to anyone watching, anyone who sees this. If you think people are going to not like what you do, you're correct. But who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, they already don't like you for something else. Maybe everyone loves you. I don't know.
Yeah.
But probably not.
That book, the word that I like said 11 times,
more like 15 times now.
Probably, but it's like,
you may as well say it again.
It's like a book called like Not Giving a Fuck or
something like that.
Yeah, it's basically just like about what you should care about. And like opinions of others, like you shouldn't care about. You
shouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you're ultimately going to some degree. But like, man, if you let that control you, like, oh. I mean, it's probably easy for me to say because I only have 30,000 people who watch me, and most of the comments are positive.
Yeah.
I actually don't read the comments too much anymore. But like, can you imagine like real famous people, like people like Brad Pitt or someone? Like he's like ultra famous. Everyone knows who he is, and tons of people don't like him just because he's handsome.
Yeah.
And like, he's a good actor though.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah. The subtle art of not giving an F.
Yes, that's it.
Justin Cecil, thank you. And Renee also said that as well.
Yeah. I had this chick that was like, well, it was my ex. She was like, "Oh, I'm reading this book. Like, do you want to read it?" And I was like, "Sure." And I like read 2 pages, and I was like, "I already do all this stuff." Like,
yeah. Well, that's because I think it fixed it.
That is
what?
That is insane, actually.
I mean, it made it not work on the very. Wow.
Yeah, but that's way better than what it was. It was like half like green.
Look at that, guys. Have you tried smashing it on the floor again? Wow, that was lucky. I can't remember what I was going to say now, but I don't even care. Okay, 19 F-bombs now. Okay, hockey players don't give a puck, says Glenn. Okay. That was super lame, but I get it. I like it.
Very Canadian.
My high school art teacher once said that an artist never finishes their work. They only abandon it.
I had an art teacher, or an art, I guess, one dude I was taking classes from. He said that that's an entire chapter in university of when a painting is like finished. Is it like
after you die and then someone else says it's done?
Yeah, is it like, are you finished with it psychologically? Is the painting, like, is the timeline done? Is your like deadline done? So the painting's done and you just have to hand it in or sell it or whatever. Like, there's so many ways a painting can be like finished or not.
Okay. You know that, did you see that Amy Winehouse painting of mine? It's just like a side profile. She's holding a rubber duck.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Okay. That I started like 6 years ago, and I finished it for that second show. That's when I finished. Yeah. I finished it the day before or the day of or something. Yeah, I was just like, I just didn't, because that picture doesn't exist. So I was just like, I have an idea. I like Amy Winehouse's music. I like her voice, really, is what I like. I don't even like most of her songs. I think her voice is amazing, or was amazing. And the songs that I like a lot. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm not a huge fan of her, so I don't know a lot about her. I just like her voice. And so with that, I was just like, I painted a different picture of her behind that, and I hated it. And I was done because I knew I was never going to do it.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I painted over it. I even displayed it in a gallery. I'm so glad it didn't sell because I would hate it. Anyway, I took it back. I painted over it. And then I painted it white. And then I painted that image of her. And I was like, okay, I should have a rubber duck. She should be taking a bath. Right? That was like my idea. But I was like, but that doesn't make any sense. Is there like anything about her that would make sense? And so I looked through a lot of her catalog, and then there's this music video. I forget what the song is called exactly. I think it's You Know I'm No Good or something like that. And in that music video, she's in a bathtub. And I was like, perfect. There's no rubber duck in it, but it doesn't matter. I put the rubber duck. Obviously, a lot of people will know that she died because of her addictions, which is unfortunate. So, like
Club.
So at least she died when it was cool, I guess. I don't know. It's unfortunate, but I was like, the juxtaposition between like the duck and like drugs and alcohol. Like, I guess her drug of choice was alcohol, but and cocaine. But anyway, there's a lot in it that you wouldn't know by just looking at it. Kind of makes no sense. But anyway, that's what I wanted to do, and I found a music video that made it work, and there we go. But anyway, I had that just sitting in 3 studios. My first studio, the one that I had in my house, and then here, just sitting there, not being worked on. Every once in a while, like one day I added like bubbles, like floating bubbles. And I was like, and then one day I added the pink. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But I'm like, then what? This makes no sense. This picture it doesn't have a story. But then I finally added some color to her. And I was like, oh, I just needed to look a little different. Now it's perfect.
Yeah.
But
are you trying to get all your paintings to have a story?
No. I like painting greatness, and so like that picture, for example, I like the song Barracuda.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just like it. We used to listen to it when we would play volleyball, and so I was like, okay, one day I will paint. Well, I forget what the other chick's name is, but that's Nancy. What's her last name? I can't remember. From Heart, the band Heart. But I never painted her. And then one day, someone won that painting on my 30,000 subscriber giveaway.
Oh, sweet.
And that's what she wanted. And I was like, perfect excuse to paint it.
Yeah.
Now I will paint it, and then there we go. But then, for example, that painting there, Anthony Hawkins, just a great actor, and that's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I wanted to paint that. And then Abraham Lincoln,
yeah,
great because of something else. And then there's a heart. I just have a heart condition, so I have an affinity to hearts. And anyways, anything kind of goes when it comes to how it's made into a picture, but usually it's because like I'm a fan of greatness, even if I'm not necessarily a fan of the subject.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there anything similar to you? Like,
yeah, I did like a portrait of Muhammad Ali most recently, just because like
that's cool.
Grew up loving him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have that on something?
No.
No?
I can like take a picture of it at work and send it to you.
Okay, I want to see it.
Yeah. And I was super stoked on it too, because it was like on like gray wash paper and it's like just charcoal. Oh, but it was like, it was very minimal because like just putting in blacks and then adding highlights like was just so really effective.
Right. I can't do that at all.
No?
I can't, because you can't screw up, right? Or can you? Is there some forgiveness in doing charcoal?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I haven't done charcoal.
Yeah.
But like if painting, if you, like some parts of that painting is so thick because I've had to redo it. Because I'm not a good artist. I'm not a good, or how do you say? I think I make a nice looking picture, but I don't know how to get there very effectively. Like hands. You see the hands on the guitar there?
Yeah.
That looks like trash. Obviously, it's just blocked in, but...
Yeah, I was having this like a discussion about this, of how to get to like do the thing with like my coworker Nathan, who was my apprentice, so I taught him how to tattoo.
Okay.
And he was tattooing me, and I was like, yo, you have to make every motion in this like effective, basically, and know what it's gonna do. And he was like, yeah, he's like, we were having a good conversation, like just saying that he doesn't paint like that because he just like does stuff and like tries to get it to work, and then it happens and he's like, oh sweet, and then he does stuff more, right?
It's kind of like an accident almost.
Yeah, and I was like, that is like how you can paint, but that's not how you can tattoo. So I guess that's how I like
can't.
Yeah, so like, and I know that.
So it's like, oops, oops.
Yeah,
I'll fix it later.
Man, I've seen people tattoo like that, and they like, obviously they suck at tattooing.
Right.
This one girl that used to work for me, and I was like, yo, like, this is no time to be artistic. This is when you're a craftsman.
Oh, like that's perfect verbiage.
Yeah,
I like that.
You can't fucking like see what's gonna happen here.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
and like in painting, I think can be the same. That's how I try and like go at it.
Yeah.
Is like every motion is gonna have a reaction, and like if you know how to do that stuff, like you know how to get to the finish line. Like
I like that. I like what you said there. That's good. That should be like a quote. This is no time to be artistic. You have to be a craftsman. Dude, did you make that saying? Did you make that saying? Did you say that? Is that your saying? There we go.
I like artists didn't used to be like that God-given talent that people think, right? They used to just be like a job, like like carpentry or like anything else.
Right. Yeah. Because you needed a picture for something. Like, oh, that person.
Yeah, and there's a way to do it. Like you can learn how to draw.
It's like graphic artist or graphic design or whatever, but before that.
Yeah.
Before you could do it on. Yeah, because even that graphic design and stuff, even though like people think like, oh, it's done with a computer, then it takes no work and takes no creativity, but it does.
Oh yeah,
definitely does.
Yeah,
man, I like that. That totally makes sense too with a tattoo though, because you don't want people like your artist to be like, oh, I guess it didn't work this time.
Yeah.
And you're just like, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Were you going somewhere? I interrupted you. Sorry.
No, I think I was just saying that like art is a craftsmanship. So like, I don't know. That's probably where I got the saying from.
It's freaking brilliant wherever it came from. Wendy wants to know what kind of Tesla you have.
The Model 3 long range.
Model 3 long range. Don't even know what that is. Is it fast?
Man, that thing is so fucking quick.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, I just swore again.
That's okay.
It is so fast. And like when I picked it up, the guy was like, he's like, does any of your friends have Teslas? And I was like, yeah, my friend has like the Model Y. And he's like, oh, this one's faster. And he's like, and you can like right on my phone, if I go into the like Tesla app, which is my key to the car.
Oh yeah.
You can go into like the store and I can buy like a sports package for $2,700, and when I get home, it'll like download it to my car and it'll go faster.
It's like, I think I want this to be supercharged. Click.
Yeah, like literally.
That's dope.
Yeah, in the summer we'll go for a ride and like it'll make you sick. Like
okay,
it's
man. I think about like when I bought my Mustang. I used to think that was so quick because I would race anyone who would race, like street race. Anyone, even if I knew I was going to lose. It's just so fun going fast. And to think like nowadays, like, well, even then my car wasn't fast anymore by even those standards of, what would that be like? I got that when I was 18. So whenever I would race though, it was like I was smiling knowing I was going to race that guy over there because he has a whatever, right? He has a Corvette. So I would quickly get to the light or around people so I could be beside him. And then I would just be like, it's automatic. So I wouldn't rev it super high or it just wouldn't make any sense. But I would just go, and then green, I just like, I freaking loved it. I still like it. I'm a little more responsible now, but I love racing. Yeah.
I like ride my motorcycle a lot in the summer. And like,
I would love to get a motorcycle.
Yeah, they're fun.
Okay. What time is it? We're at an hour 12. You good with that? Want to answer one more question?
Yeah.
Okay. Last question here. Let me find one. Linda says she rode in a Tesla and they went to ludicrous speed. Super fast. Does yours have ludicrous speed?
I think that's only in the S plaids that have that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen that on YouTube and it's like nuts. Because it like
you're just like
it goes into this
there's no noise
cheetah sounds. Yeah.
Oh, there's noises that are manufactured.
No, not even.
Okay.
But you can make any noise you want.
Okay. The Jetsons noise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
But it goes into a cheetah mode where it like literally like drops the front end.
Oh, for more aerodynamic.
Yeah, and then like just like launches.
What do you say to people who don't like Teslas just because they're electric? They don't know what they're missing, right?
Yeah. Like, and I have motorcycles. I got like a truck that I'm like souping up too.
Yeah, you told me it was turboed or supercharged or what was it?
I'm going to buy one of those. I don't know which yet.
Okay.
But it's an LS, 6-liter LS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Chevy.
But it's just like, man, it's like, it'll change the way you drive. Just with like the automatic driving assist.
And you have like the cool like steering wheel that doesn't have the... Like it's not a wheel; it's like on a GT sled, you know.
Yeah. That's mimicking the S Plaid too.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. I feel like you can't do this though.
No, that I almost ran into something, and I let my friend drive it, and then like he almost fucking like ran into something too. Because when you're like backing up or turning, you want to do that, but then like it slips.
Right. And
so like you're
nothing. Like
You're like, oh shit.
Do you have to buy it able to drive itself?
No, that was like a 10 grand upgrade.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you don't have that.
Yeah.
Oh, you do have it.
I drive on the highway so much because I go skydive or snowboard and like.
So you're just like chilling.
Oh yeah, I just click the thing, and you have to like touch the steering wheel or like put your hand on the steering wheel and put some weight on it.
Oh, so that it knows.
Yeah, so it
just
knows
for
you're
like a
safety feature.
Yeah, if it screws up or whatever.
Yeah, but it's so much easier.
Yeah, that's so cool. Could you like, since you're a tattoo artist, you have access to fake skin. Could you just put like fake skin on it? Would that work?
Or you can buy weights for them. For the steering wheel, that clip on the steering wheel.
What? Like not from Tesla though.
No.
No. Okay. Okay. I don't know how smart the steering wheel is, but I was thinking maybe it had to be like skin texture or something.
No, it just has to be on like one side of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it trippy? Like the first time you did like self-driving, were you like sketched?
Yeah.
Were you holding it still?
That's at the start you still like kind of hold it. In the wintertime it's really bad though too.
Oh yeah, because of ice.
Yeah. And like the sensors are like might be iced up, and then they like on the Hyundai sometimes. A couple days ago I was like just driving, and then it like thinks that something's there, and it like fucking tried to like turn into the
because of snow or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh no. And it didn't see who was beside you though?
I can't remember exactly what happened, but it really like messed up. And like so I just like grabbed it quickly because you obviously need to be paying attention.
Yeah, because you still are driving. I think about that movie I, Robot. You know when they're he has that Audi and they're driving, and then those trucks. Dude, that's
it is the future though.
That's
man.
cool. I mean, it's probably going to be like
the far distant future.
It'll probably be safer though, because like car accidents are the #1 killer.
Yeah, and it's all like humans.
Yeah.
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 It's like most things, like even the nuclear plants, like I think most of them are because like humans fucked up.
Yeah.
Like the software and the programming like didn't malfunction. It was the people that were like
right, because you always
fucking with
you override whatever you want as a human because you have a brain and you can decide that you know better.
Yeah.
Which I mean that's probably smart in a sense too, but
yeah.
Man, not when you realize like, whoops, I made a mistake. I should have left it. But cars, man, I love driving. I don't want it to be like, okay, no one can drive now.
Yeah.
I mean, after I pass away, I don't care what happens because I won't.
Have you looked into that AI art recently?
Okay. So I don't know how I feel about that. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think the internet's or the program stealing people's art is like messed up.
Yeah.
Like majorly messed up. And there's like definitely copyright laws.
Yeah.
That need to be implemented. Like that stuff needs to be stopped. But it's like hard to. Some
of the pictures are really cool.
Yeah, I think it's a cool way to like type in your inspirations and then like maybe get something like from that and then work from that.
I was just going to say, that's why I wanted you to answer first, is I think that's a great way to make reference photos of people who don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Say you wanted to paint like Ray Charles, and there's dozens and dozens, hundreds of pictures of Ray Charles, but like they all have copyright protection. So if you want to make prints of your work instead of just an original work, you got to get permission or get a licensing or whatever.
Yeah.
That's all expensive. Sometimes permission, like sometimes you can just email. I've done that many times.
Oh, cool.
Hey, I'm an artist and I'm painting so-and-so, and I was wondering if I could use your picture as a reference. I intend to sell it. I intend to make prints. I intend blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And if they know everything, sometimes they say yes, and sometimes they say no.
Eat it.
And I painted the Johnny Cash bird.
Oh, yeah.
And I retroactively asked for permission because that's when I was first learning about it. I thought like I'm not photocopying that picture. I'm like creating a new image.
Yeah.
Dude, super pissed. Yeah, cease and desist on that and a Jimi Hendrix painting. And I was like, at least I didn't get sued. But that's the most thefted, is that a word? Picture in existence.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
More than Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe has like 1 million pictures of her.
Yeah, but I bet that Johnny Cash one, like, everywhere.
Yeah, like every T-shirt place has that picture on shirts. Every knick-knack store, every freaking music store has it.
If I was that guy, I would have been more surprised you even asked.
Yeah, well, he actually has passed away, the photographer, so it's their estate. And estates care more because that person's dead, so they can't keep making money off of like new stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just can't exist.
Yeah,
so they make money off of what already exists, and then however they can remarket it. And it's tough when other people are doing the same thing. They're like, oh, well, Johnny Cash gave the bird in this picture, and it's a cool picture, so I'm going to make some merch with this. Right. And like, I totally get it. It's, I don't know what the ethics are around it. Like,
so there, there's been a bunch of like, people have like generated like a bunch of Disney stuff with that AI art. Just to kind of like try and poke Disney to try and like create a lawsuit to like get them to stop.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah. It's actually like really clever.
I mean,
because if anybody has the money,
Disney does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they sue daycares for putting Mickey Mouse or Winnie the Pooh, I think it was, on a Winnie the Pooh mural.
Really?
Which you can't sell. I mean, I guess you could. You could cut it off the wall or whatever, but like...
But there's tattooers that like, they actually, Kat Von D recently got sued for doing a portrait of Miles Davis, I believe.
Right, you told me about this.
Yeah, and she won the case because it's like...
It's an original work.
Yeah, hers is an original work, or I think it's just because it can't be reprinted.
Yeah,
like,
it's an original. Yeah, I've spoken to another artist about, because when I was first learning about it, I got scared. I was like, oh, so like I have like a forbidden gallery of all this work that I've done that's like Disney stuff, superhero stuff. One day when I'm famous enough to not care about getting sued, I will release those pictures again. But like, I painted so many pictures of like protected images, or not images, but characters, like intellectual property and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't know. I had no idea. And now that I do know, I'm like, oh, okay.
Just have to hide this.
So yeah, but anyways, the AI thing, I think that would be a cool way to make new reference material to paint.
Yeah.
I actually went to download an app, but my PayPal didn't work, so I couldn't buy it. And so I was like,
oh, you had to buy it too?
Yeah, it was $100.
Oh,
I wanted to get a good one.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of free ones, but I wanted one that had like, I don't know what it would be that would make it better. But I don't really spend money on any apps except for my editing app. It used to be $40 a year. Now it's like $190 a year, which is kind of a bummer. But it makes sense to spend money on that because I use it every week and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, when it came to that, I was just thinking. Anyways, let me ask the last question here. A man messaged me to ask if he could paint my work. I gave him the okay with agreement. He would show me the results. Never heard from him again. Oh, well. Yeah.
Who?
That was just Jacqueline said that. I think just someone painted her work, and then they never showed her, even though she asked them to. Yeah, that's like a thing that, I mean, you probably have to resign yourself to just think that you're never going to hear from them again if someone asks you a question like, hey, can I steal your work? Okay. What is this? 70 years after the artist dies, it's free game.
Unless they have an estate.
Yeah, because yeah. That's in Canada and the US though. Like China doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what. I haven't seen. Hold on. Some shirt company had some of my paintings on their shirts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I think that's fine. I'm just like, oh, that means I'm doing something right.
Yeah. That's actually kind of sweet.
Jim's asking a question about your car. EVs have issues with range in the cold. We're cold here, so does that? But you live in the city, so you probably just charge it when you get home and you're fine.
Yeah, like you do have to charge it when you get home, and it's a car that basically what I've learned is it's a car that's like does better if it parks inside.
Yeah,
like because
especially if it's like -40.
Yeah, like it'll drop like in the super cold like snap that we had. It would drop like 10% just being outside, like
just
sitting there. Yeah,
just from cold.
But yeah, because it has to keep the battery at a certain temperature.
Also, it's using its battery power to keep its own shit warm.
So if you only have it plugged into like a 110, like you're never gonna get fully charged. If you park it outside.
Okay. So do you have a supercharger then?
Yeah. I put a 220 in my garage today.
The main thing that I see, like I'm part of a couple, because my truck is like, it's gas. It wastes gas just by existing. But I love it. So yeah, it's just one of the things you have to accept. You get 10 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
And less in the city.
Yeah.
So, but I love it. And today, actually, I had a guy who had one too, but a diesel, and he parked right beside me at Rona.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I was just like, when I came out, I just started laughing. I was like, awesome. But anyway, I've noticed that on these pages that I'm part of on Facebook, like these OBS pages for like the pickups or the Mustang pages or general car pages, everyone hates on them because of issues that they don't actually care about. They're just gas heads. They just want gas because it sounds cool.
Yeah, it does sound.
It sounds way better. Yeah. Like I heard is it the Challenger, the electric Challenger that's coming out next year, or is it next year? I can't remember. But it's all electric, and so they put fake
sounds in it.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it.
That is super weird.
It sounds really mean, but then when you realize it's electric, you're just like, oh. There's just something that it's like neutered almost, even though it's faster probably.
Yeah.
And that's the part that you're trying to build out of your gas car.
There was a funny video that I saw of like these Lambos like taking this corner and like revving up before they like took off. And it's like this there are two big huge crowds on either side. And then the Lambo goes by and it's like whop whop whop, takes off. Another Lambo, same thing. And then the Tesla comes by, but the guy rolled down his window and he's like whop 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 whop, and like took off. Everybody just started laughing.
That's funny. Yeah. Myself, I don't think I will own a Tesla, but if we got to a point in life where gas is no longer like...
Man, living out here, I for sure would have one. Yeah. Just because getting in the city would be like so easy. But I already own one and I'm not even out here. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I will get one if it makes sense to get one, but I love my truck, so I would just convert that.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't sound cool.
Yeah.
And I love like...
Yeah, my Harleys are super loud too. Yeah. And my truck is too.
But there's got to be electric bikes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know that there's like electric bicycles, but that's different.
Yeah, the Harley actually was the first one to come out with like a production line electric bike.
Is it under the Harley moniker, or is it? Yeah,
it's called the LimeWire. But it only
LimeWire, like the pirating site.
Yeah, LiveWire.
Maybe it's Live.
I think it's LiveWire.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds too
close. But like Harley is like they patented the sound that they make, and now they have something that's silent, or does it have sound too?
No, it doesn't have sound.
No fake sound.
But it was like super expensive. It was like I think $25,000, and like it would only got like 100K to a charge.
Okay, well, how much is a Harley? Like a new, say a Sportster. I'm partial to Sportsters. I don't get why they get hate. I like them, but what's a new Sportster? Is that not 25 grand, or are they like?
No.
They're like 15 or something?
Yeah, like 15, 10, 15, depending on which one you get.
Okay.
Yeah.
What one do you recommend I get? I was gonna get a motorcycle last year. Like we didn't draw up, but we mapped out what we were gonna be able to afford based off of the income from the year previous.
Just take Tyler's. He never rides it.
Yeah. You guys remember Tyler? He helped me with the trails and stuff. That's the Tyler that we're talking about.
Yeah. I'm just firing shots at him because I like him.
We were thinking about getting a side-by-side. I was thinking about getting a motorcycle. And then we were also going to buy the new Bronco.
Oh, cool.
I'd love it. And so we were going to get this is what happened with the Bronco, though. I go to Danny Andrews Ford, right, on the west end there.
Mm-hmm.
I go in there. I'm in there for like a whole week because I was trying to build a certain machine, but just the way that you had to do it, you can't get some options if you get other options. Like I wanted the vinyl floor, which that's the lower options, right? The Badlands had the vinyl floor standard, but I didn't want the Badlands. I wanted I can't remember.
The full-size one or whatever?
Well, so the Sport comes as a Badlands and the whatever and the whatever, and the full-size one does as well. But I wanted vinyl floors because it has a drain, so you can hose it out.
Oh, wow.
Because if you drive with your doors off or whatever, right, and you're going mudding or whatever, I just thought it would be so fun, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I don't want carpet. But the package that I wanted comes with carpet automatically. And I was like, but I don't want the carpet. I want the drain holes, and I want the vinyl, and I don't want cloth seats. I want leather or I want vinyl.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're going to spray carpet and cloth. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. And then to get the utility bumper, whatever they called it, so you could put a winch on it and stuff, you couldn't get that bumper and also get the roof rack. No, sorry. You couldn't get that and something. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember now. So I was like, for a whole week, I would text him, and then there was there was a sway bar disconnect or something that came with one of them, but not with the other one. But I wanted that on the other one. It was a big thing. Anyway, we figure it out. So I go there to put my deposit or whatever you call it. Not a down payment, but
deposit.
They didn't have any in the parking lot. So it was just, they had to build it. And then, deposit, which was like only like $2,000 or something like that. So I was like, okay. So I go there, and then he's like, okay, so got the build sheet. It makes all sense. And then it was like, so it was going to cost like 90 grand. And I was like, what? I'm like, okay, whatever. Brand new car. I always thought I would never buy a brand new car.
Yeah.
But that's because I never cared about new vehicles, like to have them.
Yeah.
But this one I really liked. So it's not one that I would sell. So I wouldn't lose necessarily.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I justified in my head. It made sense. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll get that. But then they added 10,000 over MSRP. And I was like, where does, like, this is not what you showed me on the build sheet. It says it was like 88,000 or something like that, but then it was like 98,000. I was like,
was this recently?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been hearing that they just like dealerships have just been jacking up prices on people just because they're like, oh, there's no stock or
that's what he said. He's like, well, this is what everyone's gonna do. I'm like, so you're ripping me off because someone else is gonna rip me off? I was so mad. So I was like, I don't want it.
Good for you. Yeah.
And then from Danny Andrews, I drove to Zender in Spruce Grove. Same thing. I asked for the same thing. I already had the build sheet, so it was easy. But somehow on the drive from Danny Andrews to Zender, it switched from buying 2021 vehicles to 2022 vehicles. Or sorry, 22 vehicles to 23 vehicles. 2022 to 2023. Or was it 21 to 22? Whatever it was. They were now producing the next year's vehicles.
Yeah.
And they moved the Navi system, so you couldn't get the roof rack. That's what it was about the roof rack. And I needed the roof rack. And so I was like, that's stupid. Yeah. Like half an hour drive, not even 20-minute drive, and I can't buy this car now. And they weren't selling over MSRP. It was awesome. And I got free stuff, like a free extra fob and stuff.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, I was super
So
stoked.
it's like $300 right there.
Yeah, but then I couldn't build the same car. It didn't exist anymore because the Navi was different and all this other stuff. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna get that. And then the next week or so, they came out with the Raptor edition or whatever you want to call it. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't get that one. I want the Raptor one now.
Sweet.
Which basically stock, the lower end one has what I built out of the other one, and it's wider.
Oh, sweet.
And I was like, dude, Raptor Bronco, awesome. And then I called them, told them that I wanted to be on the list for that, and then I got sick, and so didn't make any money. So then I'm glad I didn't buy that. We could have made it work, but
I used to have a 95 Bronco.
95, that's the same body style that I have, but not Bronco. Okay, shall we get to this last question or what?
Yep, let's do it.
Man, that's a lot for a vehicle. Yeah, it was a lot, but it was going to be awesome. 89,000 will put a lot of gas in your Ford. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I saw a question here earlier that I wanted to ask before I interrupted myself, and I can't see it. Okay, hold on. Is there anything that you want to tell the folks? Follow you anywhere or come get a tattoo?
Yeah, just follow my tattoo page,
which we have linked in the description. I can't see the question that I was going to ask, so ask it again, please. Oh, how about this? What's your next project? We'll end on that. Ask it again, please. Like they know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we'll end on that. What's your next project? Or what do you have planned, I guess?
Yeah, my next project is I'm painting like women and then like painting tattoos on top of them that don't have any tattoos.
Oh, the people don't have tattoos.
Yeah.
So you have real people.
Yeah, I'm like taking photos of chicks and then painting tattoos on them.
Maybe they'll get you to do that. Maybe if they look dope enough, they'll be like, "Oh, I have to get that." Okay, so this is going to be a series then.
Yeah. That's my next series. I got 3 done, and then I'm working on another 3 right now. Over the break, though, I've just been kind of in a lull. But
okay,
yeah, I'm just trying to kind of get that whiskey series into more places,
or more galleries and stuff.
Yeah. I was gonna start calling around bars and stuff and seeing if they would just hang it.
Oh yeah,
so I can put some information.
Sure.
If it's in Edmonton, go to Sterling Gallery to purchase it.
Sure, yeah,
stuff like that.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Because there's lots of places that I've been to that have those whiskeys.
Right. And it'll fit the atmosphere too.
Yeah.
Your art, in my opinion, it lends itself to a wide range of clientele because even if you don't drink, it still looks interesting. I don't drink.
Yeah.
But I have, for whatever dumb reason, I have plans to put a bar in the new studio.
Oh, sweet.
Which it's going to be it's going to have a floor up there. So it'll be a clean space. And so I want to have a little, just for guests or whatever, hey, do you want to, whatever, I don't know how to make it, but you can go upstairs and make one, right? Or whatever. Because right now I just have the fridge and there's just soda in there and beers.
Yeah.
But I don't drink beer, so I never know what to buy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hopefully people like this, right? And then when we have guests, or if Clint or Ken or whoever wants to have a drink after work or whatever,
yeah,
we got one right here. But it would be cool to have more range. And I feel like people like me who have that same whatever attitude, makes sense to have your art, even though I don't drink or whatever.
That just gave me an idea of going to renovation places that are if people are renovating their house and putting a bar in it.
Yeah, you should do maybe show homes.
Yeah.
So if you know an interior designer or even just an interior decorator or whatever, just be like, hey, here's my card. I do this art. If you have a house that has a bar in it. It makes sense to put my work in there. And then like some people, they rent out their artwork.
Yep.
And then some people, the designer will buy it or whatever, or put your card or whatever.
Yeah,
I've never done that myself, but I've been asked by some realtors if I would do that. And I said that I would rent it because like right now I'm broke ass because I haven't worked in so long. But
that is a way that a lot of, like, I know some people that like, that's a really good way to sell art, is like selling it to realtors and then they sell the house staged.
Yeah,
so
that actually,
they can sell the painting for whatever they want, and the people don't look at the price of it. They're just looking at the price of the house.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Root beer bar, yeah. I like root beer. Oh yeah, you actually, you brought a bunch of root beers. I drank all of them except for the Dad's because I don't like Dad's root beer. But yeah, I gotta hit that place. That's your friend's store?
Yeah, my client, Yay Exotic.
Okay, I gotta check that out sometime.
There's another guy I know that opened up a candy store that's like, the name's very similar, but it's in Spruce Grove here.
Oh yeah, where is it?
I couldn't tell you.
You just know it's somewhere there. All right, wait, he's murking off the other guy though? Maybe, probably he is. But anyway, talking about realtors, whatever, staging and all that. Fun thing that happened to me. I went to visit my friend. So my friend Alex is he like sometimes buys or gets into hoarder houses one way or another.
Yeah.
And so there was one in a town south of here, and after I got done there, I was like, oh, I'm gonna check out my my friend Landon in Red Deer. I don't even know why I told you this part of the story. It's not pertinent. But anyway, I go to see my friend Landon, and he's listing his house. And he was like, yeah, I wish I knew you were coming. I would have asked you to bring one of your big paintings, because he had like this wall. And I was like, oh, I'll just paint something then. So I ended up staying the night, and I painted this big fish skeleton, sort of abstract skeleton, like on a big 4 foot by 5 foot canvas.
Oh, cool.
We stuck it on the wall, and then I was like, oh, we need to stage this with like more stuff. And then he had that green stool thing there. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Put that in the corner. And I'm like, oh, we need something in the other corner. And he had this not an ammo box, but a explosives box. And I'm like, that doesn't really fit because that's just a box. It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, we should fill it with something. So then outside he had some landscaping ties. So I cut them into like this long or whatever, and then painted them to look like dynamite. Stuck them in there. And Landon told me that he wasn't sure if the realtor would be cool with that. He's like, I don't know if I want to put those in my pictures. That's what he thought he was going to say. And I was like, well, if he doesn't, then who cares? Whatever. We still made it. I don't care. And so I go home. Realtor comes, takes pictures. He loves them. Thinks they're so cool. Whatever goes live or whatever on realtor.com. I don't even know where it was, but that's probably not even a website. Actually, it probably is. That's super obvious. Anyway, he puts it on there. The first person to view it bought the house for asking price. And one of their conditions was that the dynamite goes with it, and then all the art on the walls. Which
that's sick.
I don't know if they specifically wanted the painting, but they asked for all the art. They didn't get all of the art because some of it was stuff that he wanted to keep. But the dynamite, I was like, yes! So, yeah, that's kind of fun. But yeah, that makes sense. You should totally look into that.
There's a bunch of niches that I like need to sit down and do and like email and stuff, but it's like,
you almost need a manager or something so that you don't have to do it.
Yeah, like a promoter would be sweet. It would be like,
you need it would be easy.
I tried to hire one.
Oh, that didn't work out.
No.
Well, we can talk about it after.
Yeah. But yeah, that's exactly what I would like a promoter for. Because like I run a shop and stuff, and I tattoo.
That's cool too, because like even if people aren't into like tattooing, it's still cool to know. Like that's a cool, like, I don't know if it's like a fringe. Yeah, maybe it's nowadays it's not so fringe to be a tattoo artist or get tattoos, but
Yeah.
It's still interesting though.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's easier to sell someone else's work than your own work. Like when I used to do the art walk, I would switch booths with my friend Rob.
Oh, sweet.
And then I would try to sell his stuff and he would try to sell my stuff because it's easy to talk about someone else's. But when someone's like, oh, we have this picture of, what's his character's name? Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, it's Hannibal Lecter and I finger paint and...
Yeah, totally.
Right? It's hard to, because like I think I make cool pictures, but you don't want to sound arrogant.
Yeah, it's like you can't be honest and be a good salesman at the same time.
Because they're just like
not saying that salesmen like lie and cheat, but like you have to like
they finesse a story. You don't have to be dishonest. You just have to sell.
But you can't be
You have
humble.
to sell it.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, if you're talking about yourself and people are like, well, this guy feels really highly of himself and it turns me off, so I don't want to buy it.
Yeah, totally.
Right? You don't want that because like I think that I'm awesome. Yeah. But I think that you're awesome. And the way that I think that I'm awesome is easy for me to say it, but it even sounds weird for me to say that I know that I'm awesome.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound weird to me that I think that you're awesome. I'm just like, oh, yeah, Tisk is awesome and you guys should follow him because I like him.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like him, still follow him, give him a chance. Please! Right? But I wouldn't say that about me. Yeah. That was, obviously, I was being facetious there at the end with the please. But, yeah, I don't know. That's the whole thing. But anyways, anything you want to close with yourself, or are you good with that?
No, I'm pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for being here. It's kind of late now. It's like 9.
Oh, yeah.
9:15. Anyway, someone's asking who you are, so I'll close on that. Guys, Tisk has been in my vlog about this art show that we were both part of at Sterling Gallery. I can't remember what I called the vlog, but if you just scroll up in the YouTube feed, you'll see it there. And then he was in another video. You came to the
West End one.
Yeah, what's Gabe Leonard. You came to the Gabe Leonard show, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was the last video you were in where I said that you were going to be on this show. Besides me, you can follow his own social media. I have that linked in the description to his one Instagram, and then in there you can see it's linked to his other Instagrams where you have like your artwork.
Yeah, my painting and then my tattoo shop and stuff like that. Yeah.
You got him. How many Instagrams do you have? 3? 2?
3, like not including my like shop, because like everybody from my shop runs that page too.
Oh, you have one that's for the shop, and then one of you in the shop, and then one of your paintings.
Yeah, it's like one of like Fountainhead Tattoo.
That's the name of your shop.
Yeah, and then like Shan Tattoo or Tisk Tattoo is what I'm kind of going to be changing it to. Okay. And then just Tisk Art.
Okay.
And then my personal one's like Uneventful.
So it doesn't even matter. Not even worth mentioning.
Yeah.
So if you guys like tattoos, or if you like Japanese inspired art or alcohol inspired art, or just nice art, you have an OnlyFans?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Do you have a YouTube channel?
No, I don't.
Maybe you should start one. I don't.
Yeah.
I tell people that they should start YouTube channels just because someone told me that I should start doing it more seriously. And I mean, I don't have a lot of followers, but it works out to my benefit.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to tell you should start, because I think that would be fun. Like you could have like what was Kat Von D's show called again?
Miami Ink.
Miami Ink. Yeah. I loved that show when I was a kid, but I don't like some of these other tattoo shows where they're like people who don't like each other but are somehow best friends or married or whatever, and then they just get like tell them to tattoo the most horrible thing on them.
I think with those shows, people expect tattooers like to be like, I don't know, you're always drunk or like getting fucked up. I just swore again. Sorry.
That's okay.
But or like, I don't know, being zany and wild and stuff. And like, I'm pretty chill. Like other than like skydiving and like Muay Thai, and I do some pretty crazy things, but like my day-to-day life, I'm like pretty zen.
Well, that's another thing I would tell people to do is skydiving is so fun. I've only gone once.
Oh yeah.
Funny story about skydiving. So we went for Ashley's birthday one year, and
you're like right beside one too.
yeah, Eden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
yeah. This is how it happened. I wanted to go first just because I'm like that. I wasn't a dick about it or anything, but I wanted to go first. But it was Ashley's birthday, so she went first and I went second.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually this is even makes the story even kind of funny. There was a group of solo guys too. I wanted to go tandem because I wanted to free fall.
Yeah.
And if you go solo, it just comes out right away. And I thought that was dumb.
Yeah,
and the class is longer too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I will just watch this video and I'll free fall.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. And that's what everyone wanted. So that's what we did. Anyway, but some solo guys on their last jump to certification or whatever, they made a big deal about it. It's kind of fun. Anyway, they jumped first. And then our group, Ashley went first, then me. But the one guy who went last out of the first, he lost his shoe. It just flew out, and it just was like, and what?
You had a cutaway?
No, not shoot, shoe.
Oh,
like yeah.
Okay.
His running shoe just flew off, and we just watched it, and we all laughed, and it was funny. But anyways, they went. Then we went, and then the thing that I wanted to mention is I wasn't scared. And so they were like picking on me a little bit. And so they were like, oh, we'll get them. And they did a freaking backflip out, which I wasn't expecting. And I was like, oh, shit. But it was fun. We go down and we free fall for however long. But my video, like I paid for the video too, it's so boring because I'm enjoying it, but I'm not animated or anything.
Yeah,
so I'm
just like
right, you do this, they tell you what to do, and they like grab your legs so that you have to like have your legs up or whatever. So I'm just like there, and like the girl who's taking my pictures and video, she's like right there, and she's like, do something. And so like in the video you see me go like this.
She's a robot.
And then we pull the parachute, and everyone, they told us that you'd get to control it, right? Which I thought was cool. I was like, sick. So freaking do some shit and do like spins and stuff. But my parachute malfunctioned, and so it was twirled up. And so I couldn't control it. Luckily, it didn't like turn into nothing, and then we had to do the reserve shoot or whatever.
Yeah.
But
that you know of.
Hey, maybe he did have to.
Did you feel like another drop?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I just know that he was like, because he was going to let me do the thing. Like he gave me like the two handle things, which when you watch someone skydive, like it looks like they're getting yanked up, but they're just slowing down. And the person who's filming is flying down. And I was expecting it to be like whiplashy.
Well, it can be sometimes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I know a chick who's like fractured her hips. Yeah, because she didn't pack it right. And so it opened like...
Super quick?
Too quick. And it cracked her...
How did she land? That must have hurt. Because she couldn't lift her legs up then. Or she did anyway.
Well, no, like she's like a solo jumper.
Yeah, so but like...
You don't have to lift.
Oh, I guess you don't. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Huh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
I kind of like so last summer I was like wingsuiting like quite a bit.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I'm the last one in the plane. So I like normally the fun jumpers jump first before the tandems because we're gonna fall quicker. And but I was like the last one in the plane when I'm like wingsuiting and like watching the tandems go, and I like love watching them freak out. Yeah, because like there's like usually a group of two, right? There's like one dude who like talked them into it, whose idea it is, and then the guy, the friends just like
the guy's like grabbing the plane. He's
and they're like holding shit, and like the tandem instructor's like grabbing the arms and like yanking it down.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. No one in our group did that, but there was another person where the guy, I think he actually was a woman. Like, she tried to grab the like the doorway.
Yeah.
But I feel like that could be dangerous.
Oh, it's super dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's the worst idea. Like, because you're not gonna be able to hold yourself.
No. And by the way, anyone who's like on the fence, definitely just go. And it's not scary when you have no choice but to.
Will Smith has a good video about it where he's like, the only thing you're afraid of is like the anticipation.
Yes.
Like once you're skydiving, like there's no fear.
No, there isn't. I wasn't scared at all. The only thing that freaked me out was the backflip. But the reason why I wasn't scared is because these people are professionals, and I can see there's 100 people already jumped.
Yeah,
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And like if I was going to like Johnny's Ripcord, whatever, in like I don't know, where's a place that you wouldn't want to go skydiving? I don't know, but maybe then I would be a little freaked out because you don't know if the person who's like instructing or whatever who you're jumping with, you have to put your life in someone else's hands ultimately, because I didn't pack the parachute, and if I did, it probably would have been wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I would have been like, let's stuff it into this knapsack.
Oh, when my wife was learning to like skydive, like I was teaching her how to pack, and then she packed it, and after doing what I said and stuff, and then we were at the drop zone, and I was like, okay, sweet, I'm gonna go jump, and she's like, no, aren't you gonna repack that? And I was like, no, like I'm just gonna trust you. Like
one day you're gonna have to just be. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So she's alive, so she did it right.
No, I jumped it.
Oh, it's yours.
Yeah, it was my parachute.
Oh, that's a little more ballsy.
Yeah, but like I watched her do it, so I like.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I knew.
So there's an art to it.
No, it's just like folding laundry. Like you just have to do a sequence of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's like 2 parachutes in there too. So like.
So it's not hard. It's just.
No, it's just like remembering the steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I always think about like your reaction when you realize that it's not going to open properly. Like has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, I've had malfunctions, but I haven't had a cutaway.
No.
So like I've had malfunctions where like my toggle was like stuck. So when you like pull your toggles, they like release this string, and it didn't release it. So like basically it was like I had like one toggle buried, and I was just doing like fucking corkscrews and corkscrews. But one time like my nose started bleeding, and I was like,
because you're going wicked fast.
Yeah, and I was like trying to rip this like thing out of the pocket, and like looking back, all I needed to do was like pull this one down, and I would have leveled out.
Right.
But you don't you freak out, right?
Yeah, because you're just like, well, I'm spinning, so.
Yeah. So, and that's
and
the
you
problem.
see the thing that's yeah.
I'm gonna try and like fix that problem, and eventually I did. But like that was like probably my closest like time. I remember telling my dad that, and he was like, "Don't tell me this shit. I don't want to know."
But you're like, your nose was bleeding. So did that like increase your anxiety? Like you didn't panic, obviously, because you obviously were able to think about. Or did you panic?
I would call it panicking.
Yeah.
But I got into base jumping, and like that's even more like deadly. And then like doing that and going back to skydiving, being like, oh, I got 2 of these like wings. Like, I don't really care what happens to this one. Like,
right.
And your reserve rig in skydiving is like packed, so it like for sure will open. It has to be like packed by like somebody certified, and it has to be packed every 6 months.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're like
you don't pack.
How long have you had it? Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Man, that's cool. What's base jumping like? That's different because there's ground that you have to jump off of, or a building or whatever. What do you jump off of? A cliff?
Well, it stands for buildings, antennas, spans, or like bridges, and earth. So it's actually like.
Dude, I actually didn't know that ever.
Yeah.
I thought base. I'm like, oh, that's the base of the. Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So like cranes as well, like too.
Like, do you ever do like?
I used to. I haven't like base jumped in like, I don't know. I want to say like 3 or 4 years. But I had like 80 base jumps.
I would love to do that. Have you ever done like hang gliding or anything?
No, I've done paragliding.
Paragliding, okay.
Paragliding was sweet, but it was like, it was kind of boring.
Really?
But it was sweet. Because you're like up in the air, and like
You're trying to find giraffes and stuff, right?
Yeah, the thermals.
Yeah.
Like to like go up. Which is like kind of like cool science, but like it is kind of cool to just like chill there. But
you like the falling, like the fastness more, or what?
yeah.
I feel like I'd love paragliding because paragliding or what the heck's the other one?
I don't know. You just said it too.
Yeah.
The paragliding. Gliding.
Gliding. What's the other one? Parasailing.
Paragliding and paragliding. Wait.
That's the same thing. Either one I would like, because I don't know. I've always wanted to fly, and the only time I've ever flown is in an airplane. So
yeah.
And skydiving, I guess, is kind of flying, but you're falling.
Yeah.
You're not flying, and I've flown in my dreams, and that's super awesome.
Yeah.
Or I've Hulk jumped in my
I love them.
People. Okay. We're going a little longer. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're talking about skydiving. Dreaming about flying apparently is a skill, I've been told. But I don't dream on purpose. So
I've had those, like, so I've had dreams where I'm like falling and then I'm like, oh, sick. I'm like in a dream, so I'm just going to fly. And then I like literally go.
So like lucid dreaming.
Like,
yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah.
I lucid dream very regularly. But flying dreams are my favorite. I used to be a magician for a while, for like 3 or 4 years.
Oh, sick.
Something like that. And I think that magic is one of the corniest things you can do. Because certain magicians, most of them, do it in a corny way.
Yeah,
but like I think like David Blaine, for example, is awesome.
Yeah,
because he treats it like a magic isn't real. Doesn't exist. But if you can get someone to believe it exists, that is so fun.
Yeah.
Okay? Chris Angel is another example. He made it kind of cool. I wish that he didn't do it the way that he did it. Now that I know a lot of the craft and like, methods to do certain illusions and tricks and stuff, I think the way that he does it is a disservice to magic. Because
why? How did he?
It's not the way that he does it on his show. He has to trick the people who are there and the camera. It's hard to trick a camera because the camera's inanimate. You can't tell a camera to look somewhere. Someone's just holding it, right?
Oh.
So you have to do fake shit so that the camera gets tricked, so the audience at home gets tricked, so they can't figure out how to do something. But if you're doing it fake for the camera, you're also doing it fake for everyone who's there. And that sucks because all those reactions are fake. When you look at his, and now I don't have a problem with Chris Angel at all, or even that he did it the way he did it. I just wish, now that I know, or since I know that it's not real, like his magic tricks aren't real. I know that they're actors and stuff.
Oh yeah.
The thing that because like when he's done, like say he like goes off a jump on a dirt bike and then an explosion of fire and he disappears in the fire. That is a trick or an illusion that you can do, but it's mostly a stage magic. So you do it because it's not real. So there's some way that you have to disappear that people can't see. But he did it out in wherever he did it in Las Vegas. And you can tell that it's not real because all the people are cheering, which is not what happens when people are like, that person disappeared. That never happens. No one ever cheers. Someone might. I shouldn't say no one, but
it's not a natural reaction.
No, your reaction is usually silence.
Yeah, like what the?
Like one time I made Ashley, my wife, disappear in my closet. Okay?
You just locked her in there?
No, like it's just like I closed the closet door and I opened it and then she was gone off this chair. And who was there? I think my nephew was there, Chikoto was there, my brother, and my friend Chris was there. And the reaction is literally it's so unsatisfying because they're just like, but that's
nightmare.
It's so like I shouldn't say it's so unsatisfying. It's so underwhelming because they're not, she's gone. Where is she?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I take the camera, or I tell someone to take the camera and like look around, so she just didn't hide like on a shelf or whatever. Like you can already see that there's nowhere to hide. There's like barely anything hanging there, whatever. And then close the doors and then open them again, and then she's back there. So there's obviously a method. She didn't actually disappear because magic isn't real, but it looks like she did.
Yeah.
And it looks like she did on the camera, and it looks like she did to the people who were there. Now, the way that Chris has done a lot of his magic, if you were there, you would see how it was done. But since you weren't there, you think that all the people who are there, thousands of people sometimes, they all know it. Or he's figured out a way to do magic for real, which he hasn't. It's not it's magic isn't real. So yeah, it's a bummer. I don't know what even made me think of this. I said that I was a magician because of something. Something about skydiving to magic. What was I? Huh?
Dreaming.
Oh, yes. So I used, yes. Okay. So I used to be a magician, and I always wanted to try to find different ways to levitate, because you can't fly in real life. So you have to figure out a way to make it look like you're flying or whatever.
Yeah.
And anyways, in my dreams, I remember one dream in particular where I could finally levitate. And then I was so disappointed that I was just dreaming. I realized in my dream I was dreaming. And I was like, damn it! I could finally do it super easily, where no one, like, because, like, depending on your method of levitating, people can't be in front of you, or people can't be behind you, or people can't be beside you, because they'll see how you're doing it, right?
Yeah.
You have some sort of method of lifting you up, because gravity exists. So you're not just lifting, right?
Yeah.
But in my dream, I had a flying dream, and then I was levitating. I was like, instead of flying, I should, because flying is cool, but it'll be cool. To me, it's cooler to levitate, because that's freaky, right? Anyway, so now when I have flying dreams, I mostly Hulk jump. You can just jump really far and really long. And sometimes I'll be like jumping, and then I'll like lift my legs up so I can jump even further. Anyway, we're just going into random topics here, so I think that's a good place to stop.
Cool.
All right, guys. Information in the description to see Tisk. Maybe he'll start a YouTube channel. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, I wanted to say, it would be cool if, like, because sometimes, like, my friends who have a cake shop, they want to start a YouTube channel, but they can't film themselves because they need both their hands.
Yeah.
So they need a cameraman. And you can't film yourself while you're tattooing. That doesn't make any sense.
No, Alex, my wife, has come in and she's filmed a bunch. So a lot of like the videos.
Yeah, you've done like the reels and stuff, right?
Yeah, a lot of her videos are just like all her.
Yeah,
and she kills it. Like the videos look.
They're good. I used some of them in the vlog. Like 4 of them or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, it would be cool if you could. I don't know how you do that logistically, but if you could hire someone to film a show. But it would be real. Like the thing about reality TV, like all of the reality TV people who've contacted me, mostly they contact my friend Alex, and then he gets, if they ask for me to be in the show, then they contact me too.
Yeah.
It's always asking to do fake stuff, and so I always say no. And
but that's like, I think that is TV though.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Like there was this one. I don't know how much I can say because again, it's my friend Alex, but. They wanted it to be this antique store, because he owns an antique store, or used to anyway, against this antique store. They're rivals. But if you knew Alex, he doesn't have rivals. So he was like, no, I don't want to do it. But I gave him your number, so they'll call you and see if you want to do it. So my thing, because I don't care about antiques so much, I like them, but I don't have the knowledge and stuff. So I was just going to be, one of the premises for the show, one of the shows was, go to a place, go picking, because we've done it already, where he picks for antiques that he can resell or do whatever with, and I pick for stuff that I can use for artwork, right? So junk that's like, say like a leaf spring and I turn it into this knife, right?
Yep.
That would be one example. That was the premise for one of the shows, but then they wanted to make it like, and then this other antique store, they have a maker too. Like, I was like, okay, but why do we have to be rivals?
They need drama.
Yeah, but there's already drama. What if a tool breaks or something? There's real stuff. Like I mean, I know it doesn't make good for a teaser.
Somebody was telling me that they were in some sort of reality show, and they like the producers were there, and it was like actually happening, and they were filming, but then I don't know, something happened. And the producer was like, "Oh, can you do that again? But can you just like say this instead?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "I guess so." Like,
so then you have to act something that you didn't have to act just a second ago.
Yeah.
That's dumb. I hate that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind reshooting something that has to be said again in a more clear way. Like that stuff makes sense. Because I even do that in my vlogs where I'm like, okay, I'm going to start that over, right? Because I just messed up.
Yeah.
But I can't be like, here's an example. I walked into this room with Johnny B and I tripped over this freaking bucket of stuff and it made, you don't know who Johnny B is, but he's just one of my friends. And he has like this contagious laugh. And it's very like boisterous.
Yeah.
And she was laughing and I was like, okay, well, I got to film that again. I just tripped over this shit. And we do it again. So I have to say the same thing, but then he kept laughing because he kept remembering that I ran over this shit. And so then I was like, you know, I'm just going to use that clip. That's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care. And I'm glad that I did because it's just funny. But there are some times where I need to refilm something, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not adding fakeness to it. It's still genuine. And that's the thing that I hate about all the TV shows I haven't been in. But yeah, my friends who have a cake shop, they were on a reality TV show and making these cool cake. They had a fire-breathing cake. It was like a dragon and stuff.
Yeah.
And they have an NDA or whatever, so I can't say too much. But there are some things that are so disappointing about it where
I've heard that
out of their control. And I was like, wait, so you didn't even get to make, again, I can't say too much. There's certain elements that are prepared in terms of what you have to work with that they have no control over. So it's like a subpar product that they have to use pretending that they made it to make their sculptural cake.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't make it. Again, I have to be super vague just in case. I don't want them to get in trouble because they're going to be on another show.
Yeah.
I think they were on 2 or 3 shows.
I heard some stories too about that tattoo contest show. I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know.
Anyways, one of the tattooers on there, like this one dude, Jesse Smith, super famous tattooer, does like really cartoony, like really good work. But he's also lactose intolerant, and apparently like they weren't feeding him, and they just kept on ordering pizza. So he like was like super like malnourished. He wasn't allowed to leave the set, and then he was just getting pissed off and like kind of aggro. But they were doing that on purpose just to like kind of like
to get those reactions,
get the drama, yeah. Which is like so shady.
So, wow, yeah. See, that's dumb.
Yeah.
See, and then I think about shows like American Pickers, which is an antique show.
Yep.
You know it, right?
Yeah.
I love that show. And you can see where they're acting.
Yeah.
But they're acting because, like for me, when I do vlogs, I want them to be nicely put together so that even if you don't care what I'm doing, you still like seeing it because the production is decent. Not that I have like any credentials at all or any authority in what's a good video. But, for example, if I'm going to go into a place that I haven't been before, I will film it. Like, say I do a tour of your tattoo shop, okay?
Yeah.
Which might be a cool video if you're up for it. But let's just say I go there.
Yep.
I've never been there before, so I don't know what to expect. I've seen on Instagram, but that's it.
Yep.
So I will film it, and then I'll have my natural reaction. But then after, I might film another angle of me walking in the shop just to break it up a little bit, to add some visual diversity or whatever.
Yeah.
But
you should get one of those gimbals.
I have one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Great idea. I had it first.
But you can switch it from like pointing away and then you double click it or whatever.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, sweet.
Freaking right here. You think I don't have this?
I guess, I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh, it's very dusty. I have this one.
Yeah, it's the exact same one as I have.
Yeah. So I hacked it so that I don't have to use the app, which is nice. This is probably dead. I definitely need to charge this. But yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't use it too often. But what I would do is like maybe I would set the camera, like say this was your tattoo shop. I might set the camera on that ledge so it can have me coming through the doors.
Yeah.
And then maybe right here. And then I would use the audio from before, the real audio, where I'm like, oh wow, this is cool. Oh, that's well, this is where you work, and that's where your other guy works, and that's where she works. But I don't know what it would be, right? But to me, that's not fake.
No,
because it's just adding.
It's just editing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And whereas where someone's like, oh, a snake is gonna fall from the ceiling. How do you know? Oh, because we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's not real. And if I was scared of snakes, they probably wouldn't tell me, and then it would happen, and I'd be like, ah!
Yeah.
But if I'm not scared, I would still have a reaction. Everyone would. But like, that's not real because snakes don't live in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Now, if that happened for real, that would be awesome to capture that. Because what? But I just hate fakeness.
I was at one tattoo shop and the opening day, somebody threw a dead bird from the ceiling.
Oh.
It was really weird.
That's gross.
It was like, it was just really gross.
Was they trying to be like...
I have no idea. Like, I just remember it being like in our row. Like, but the row was like, I don't know, almost as long as like, well, probably as big as this room.
Yeah, okay.
Or probably bigger. Probably as big as like to the door.
Okay.
But so it was like right in the middle, so it didn't hit anybody or anything. But like, I just remember somebody like throwing it down and then guys being like, is that a bird? Like, what the? And then like looking up and then some dude running on the rafters like, it was like keys jingling and stuff. It was really weird.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
And that was from?
That was in Calgary at a tattoo shop.
Okay.
Or at a convention.
Convention, yeah.
Yeah.
But that had nothing to do with anyone filming, or?
No, it just reminded me of...
He just randomly did that?
Yeah.
Okay. But that's not fake. That's just a weirdo who decided to throw a dead bird into the hallway, or the whatever.
Yeah.
That would be good to capture on film because you'd be like, why did this guy do that?
Yeah.
Right? That's not fake. That's just, that's a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say.
Yep.
But anyway, I feel like I could keep changing the subject and I could keep you here forever, and it's getting a little late, so it's almost freaking 10 o'clock. So thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah. No worries.
Guys, once again, link in the description to his stuff. Make sure you check him out. If you like his artwork, you have it for sale. You can contact even the gallery, Sterling Gallery. You're selling exclusively through them?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
So, if you're local, go to the mall. Go to Londonderry Mall. Go to West Edmonton Mall. Check out Sterling Gallery.
Yep.
He's got quite a few pieces out there, lots of prints, and you're working on a new series, so check out the Instagram so you can see that whenever you post that.
Yep.
And if you're a promoter or manager or whatever, I mean, he's looking for one.
Definitely, that would be sick.
So am I, actually. I used to have one too. Worse than yours. He stole... Okay, I can't talk about it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you after. Yeah. Anyway, he still has one of my pieces. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this talk with Tisk.
Yeah, thank you.
You should change your name to Tisk. Even my wife's like, when's Tisk going to get here?
Oh,
she wasn't like, hey, when's Shannon coming here? Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you guys.